Nothing gets the family together quite like a good old-fashioned hobby. And whether you're getting your nephew or niece into it, your son, your daughter, doesn't matter, whoever. There's nothing quite like spending time together making model kits. And today we're going to be talking about beginner entries. These are going to be snap together kits, push-fit kits, all in the name of getting someone you love into the hobby. First up, we got the simplest of them all, the Quickbuilds from Airfix. These, as you can tell, are basically more Lego than model kit. Now, they do have snap together parts, but they do have a lot of Lego style bits, making them the easiest. They're also some of the cheapest as well. Perfect, makes sense with Airfix's reputation of being one of the cheaper, more affordable brands, despite it not being true anymore. This, unlike their other lines, have stayed relatively the same over the years in terms of price, and they're quite good at it. The Quickbuilds come with a multitude of options. Sorry, couldn't speak English there for a second. We have the civilian side of things. For example, we got the Route Master bus. If you've been to London, you know. These are nice, or nice on the outside. They're not so pretty on the inside. They remind me of the TTC, actually. And, fancy cars. There's plenty of them, like Bugattis, Lambos, you name it, they have it. These are selling out very quickly because when I wanted to show off the military stuff, I was looking for tanks, but the tanks are already sold out. There was a Challenger tank. I can't remember if it was an Abrams, but there definitely was a Tiger. If you want something quick and simple, get them started in the hobby, put a notch in their belt of model kits. This is a way to do it. I started when I was 8, by the way. So you think 10 or 11 is too early? No. If they're more interested in sci-fi or fantasy, then get them started on Warhammer. Warhammer beginner paint sets typically come with more than just the paints. They come with the model kits themselves. In this case, it is 5 Skaven. And I say sci-fi meaning 40K. Yes, I know this is Sigmar, but Sigmar is the fantasy side of things. Their more popular cousin, 40K, is almost always sold out, especially at this time, at least for the beginner side of things. We are receiving a restock soon, but rest assured, both 40K and Sigmar have stuff like this, where the 40K version has a Space Marine and I think a Tyranid, and then these are 5 Infernus Flamer Marines, but same principle, paintbrush included, 6 paints for the paint set. And these are push-fit minis, meaning you don't need cement. You just snip them, or actually, they're already kind of snipped for you, so you can just wiggle them off. And then you push them together, no need for cement, and that's it. And you just paint them. And the paints are pretty self-explanatory. These are acrylic, a lot more forgiving for kids. And this one in particular is nice because both this and the 40K versions have the comprehensive getting started with Sigmar or 40K respectively, like the books. These are very nice books. Comes with an overview of the setting, whether it's Sigmar or 40K, and it's quite comprehensive for an overview. And it's perfect for getting you started onto the hobby. And the models themselves look incredible. This is genuinely how a Stormcast, or if this is a 40K model, a Space Marine would look like in person. Before we move on to the next batch, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our social media team who make social media possible. Lionel, Rachel, Claudia, I guess me, David. These guys make social media possible and why we are so active in it. So follow us on TikTok, Instagram, X, Twitter, YouTube as well. Obviously, you're watching this on YouTube. We're trying to make Threads happen. We are on Threads, and maybe Blue Sky in the future. Who knows? So yeah, follow us on social media pages. We are very active. Thank you to our team, and thank you for supporting us. First, Revell won't go down without a fight. They're going to show us up every single time because their selection is so big, meaning they come with 2 sections of easy click stuff. Now, technically speaking, it's one and the same, but one of them is older than the other. Obviously, this one is the older one. So regardless, they're the same SnapTite is the older version. Easy Click system is the newer stuff. But as I say, just because I say older doesn't mean bad quality. These things have been re-released over and over and over again, and they sell out over and over and over again. They're basically just the same quality, really. Like, regardless, they're both good. These are their main lines of Snap kits, and again, all of these kits don't need to be painted. Although, if you want to paint them, you can, of course. In terms of the Top Gun stuff, they do come with, I believe, included stickers, especially for the stripe. That's a big sticker. And you don't need to glue them, cement them, paint them. They're very good. And again, they are Snap kits. And it's honestly insane that a Snap kit is of this quality for this price. This is cheap. It's like basically $30, not even. And of course, you know, the older version, not to be outdone, of course. An Apache's an Apache, whether you want to snuff at Revell or not. And to be honest, the sprue count is off the charts. 42 parts, 2 kits, 2 sprues. That's more than I was expecting for a Snap kit. Well done, Revell. Well done, well done. And it's not like they phased out the old SnapTite stuff. They're still producing them. So the selection for Revell is endless. There's more Revell here. There we go, the Warthog. Very good kit. Revell is the gift that keeps on giving, because they have more. These are probably, in terms of from Snap, typically Snap has a bad reputation of being subpar in terms of paint quality, like the molded in paint, or color, sorry, and just quality of parts in general. But these, in terms of quality of build and color and all that stuff, are, out of everything I've mentioned, probably the best, up there with the Warhammer kits. They are incredible. Honestly, outdone themselves, or outdoes itself. They are competing with Tamiya, but you know, Revell, kudos to them. Tamiya doesn't really have Snap kits and beginner kits. Though I guess one could argue all of Tamiya's beginners. Don't let those guys fool you. Tamiya doesn't build itself. You still have to be diligent as a builder to build Tamiya. We're going to end this video off with what is essentially the last sort of beginner-friendly model kits in the store. And you first look at it, you're like, wait, that's Diecast. You'd be right. But it is a twist on the Diecast model because you genuinely have to assemble it. They give you the chassis completely painted already, but as you can see, the rims are right there. You're like, wait a minute, I have to build this like a kit. And you'd be right. In fact, the chassis itself isn't even complete yet. You can tell you still have some long ways to go. And the back panel's there, the front, right? So honestly, this is a good way to trick someone into building model kits. Especially, you know, there are people who just genuinely want to build, or not build, but just collect die-cast kits who are like, huh, what's the point of making and painting model kits? I could just buy a die-cast kit from Toys R Us and get it over with. My guy, it's the journey. So if you have a cousin like that, a friend, a family member, give them this. It's die-cast. You have to build it though. And it genuinely looks good. It looks incredible, actually. No need to repaint it. A lot of Hot Wheels in the hobby side of things tend to get repainted. A lot of die-cast cars, same as well. They tend to get repainted, but this looks good. Unless you're very meticulous like that, you don't need to repaint this. And it comes in a lot of varieties too. This one is a Ferrari. Which one is this? I think, is this a Spider? I don't know my Ferraris very well. This looks like a Spider, but I could be wrong. Anyway, same deal. Yeah, honestly, quality is incredible. And it has moving parts. So that's an up or a plus. Whether your relative's in it for fantasy or sci-fi, military vehicles, or civilian, you have plenty of options to give them. And plenty of options into tricking them in the case of the die-cast cars. So, in a way, you're all covered. And the possibilities of building kits are endless. You can paint them however you want once you get the hang of it, you know, build them however you want. Kit bashing is a thing. But most importantly, this is the time for families to get together, and this is one way to bond over the hobby, over model kits. It is real time, sunwardhobbies.ca. Check us out. Check us out on social media, as already mentioned. We're very active on Instagram, TikTok especially as well. We're almost at 50K. Follow us there. We're also active on X, Twitter. X and Twitter is the same. X and Threads, sorry. Yeah, and Facebook as well. Facebook, we're pretty big too. So follow us on all our social media pages. And I'll see you guys in the next gift guide. Okay, we're doing more. Later.